It was Carol who started the whole field of understanding aging and the impact of aging on the human brain and on how those changes affect memory as we age. So she's not just one of the foremost researchers in the country, in the world, she's actually the person who started it all. The research that Carol is heading up here is really key to solving those issues of who remains intact, who declines, and who goes on to develop Alzheimer's disease.
It was a personal call from my mother. So she called me on the phone and said, you know, your grandfather is getting lost in his long walks. Is that normal? I mean, you're in graduate school, you should know what's going on. And so I, just out of curiosity, I went to the library to see what was known about memory in older people. And it was so depressing. Open a book, you look at, okay, you get old, you lose hundreds of thousands of brain cells a day, and you become senile. I mean, that was pretty much the overview in the early 1970s. And I mean, I knew that was wrong because I knew a lot of spectacular older individuals. I started to look at really what was known, what the experiments were to relate, you know, memory and aging together. And so that was the start of my quest. I found the one person in the world that was currently using a method that could measure the physiology of the brain in a way that would tell me how memory was being formed in a brain of a living animal. It's true, you lose a lot of cells in diseases such as Alzheimer's disease, neurodegenerative diseases, but in normal aging you don't. So what you need to do is to look at the development of the brain, and at various stages you need to see whether the brain is functioning like it should and whether your cognition is functioning like it should or normally. I think the biggest misconception about aging is that the brain is just deteriorating continually across, you know, older ages. The brain is continually adapting and adjusting. It is one of the most dynamic, wonderful organs. So that even if there are changes in synapses and the way cells communicate, the brain can compensate in various ways to produce effective behaviors. And you have many things that you can do to keep your brain and your memory healthy. And we're working here at the McKnight Brain Institute to make sure that you will have access to all the latest information about what you can do to keep your brain and mind healthy.